Paimon, the eternal dragon. State your wish, and I shall grant it. You wish for the Streetlite to get a Unicum-styled review. As you command, your wish is granted.
The Wright Streetlite is a low-floor diesel-powered, diesel hybrid, micro-hybrid or electric-powered midibus. Built by Wright Bus in Northern Ireland as revenge for the Troubles, the Streetlite has forced its way into the hands of various bus operators since 2010, and its influence has continued to spread to other places in Europe and even Australia. They can be seen serving places such as everywhere in the country. Normally I would show unrelated images to joke about where the trains, or in this case, buses, would serve. But there's not a single region of the UK outside of the Isle of Man that I'm aware of that is free from these horrible buses. Okay, never mind, screw you. Guess they're more common than blades of grass then. So what are these misshapen boxes on wheels like overall, and do I think they have contributed anything positive to the UK's bus network? Let's find out. Like most buses, the Streetlite is provided in multiple lengths and variants, customized upon order depending on how much the operator in question wants to torture their passengers. I'm unsure of the asking price of a Streetlite, and I can't seem to find info on that anywhere. I'll just make a healthy estimate of 100 grand, which isn't ridiculous considering roughly how much similar buses cost, and that Streetlites are reportedly cheaper than competitors. That being said, you can purchase a second-hand Streetlite for as low as £50,000. The same price as a decent second-hand Audi A8 Quattro. That's not bad. Wait, hold on. This Streetlite has 3+2 seating?
You gotta be shitting me!
The two main variants of the Streetlite either have the wheel in front of the doors, or behind the front doors of the vehicle, referred to as wheel forward and or forward respectively. The wheel forward version has the front wheels as close to the end of the body to maximize space inside, and is designed to compete with the Optare Solo. But I don't think it does that job well. The Solo can be ordered in more than 20 different of lengths and specifications. You can order versions ranging from a teeny tiny 7.1 meter Solo, an 8.8 meter slimline, or a 10.2 meter long boy. In comparison, you can only get wheel forward Streetlites in 2 lengths. How incredible is that? The door forward Streetlite was introduced a year after the wheel forward version in 2011. It is designed to compete with other medium-sized buses such as the Enviro 200, Optiversa, and assuming it hasn't rusted away, the East Lancs team. This version was again only available in 2 length options of 10.2 or 10.8 meters. However, an 11.5 meter longer version called the Streetlite Max was later introduced to compete with more heavyweight buses such as the Enviro 300 and Optare Tempo. It's worth mentioning that some London spec Streetlites have dual doors, a practice that's widespread across Europe and Asia, but practically non-existent across the UK outside of London and universities, because people in this country find them too confusing to use. No, that's not even a joke. This label says it all. Speaking of labels, this Streetlite I filmed has this label stuck on the back of it. It appears to be written in an undecipherable cuneiform script, but I think I can just about translate it. There we go, much better. The Streetlite is fast.
No.
Okay, I didn't expect any of you to fall for that one. No bus or coach in Britain exceeds 60 to 70 miles per hour in service, and the Streetlite is no exception to the rule. Good thing they don't run on routes that use fast dual carriageway or motorways. Why hello, X74 operated by First Berkshire that uses the M40 on regular journeys between Slough and High Wycombe. What a joke. As mentioned earlier, Streetlites can be offered with different powertrains for propulsion. The diesel and diesel hybrid ones are self-explanatory. Electric Streetlites use onboard batteries to provide power and are so popular that I only have a single image of one running. At least a river haven't gotten rid of this one. Oh, never mind. The micro hybrid version is the one that confuses me. It's still powered by a diesel engine as normal, but the electric motor doesn't provide additional power to the wheels, but instead recovers energy from braking like an F1 car to power the lighting and electronics, offering up to 10% in fuel savings. It's the most slacktivism I've seen in the bus industry in a long time. Why not use an actual hybrid for goodness sake? They seem to do well and save a damn sight more than 10% in fuel by actually saving fuel with less engine running time. So what are the streetlights like to ride on? Because streetlights can vary both by the amount and the type of seating, doing every single possible interior version of the streetlight would be physically and financially impossible. We are just going to have a basic overview of the streetlight's interior and riding experience. We are gifted with a rather sensible 2+2 seating arrangement, as typically seen on most buses. The low floor area towards the front may sometimes have 2+1 or 1+1 for additional space or some tip-up seats, depending on the specification. The comfort for these seats varies quite a bit, but I don't think I've rode on a streetlight that has ever had a seat I would call comfortable. Decent at best, painful at worst. Even these leather seats I'm riding on are quite hard and cold to the touch. Not comfortable at all. Options for ventilation are limited, since whilst opening hopper windows are provided, none are located towards the rear of the bus thanks to the stupidly shaped windows. Oh look, it's the Enviro 200, and it has opening windows towards the back of the bus. How generous is that? Also, I forgot to mention that no air conditioning is provided for passengers because lol. At least on the ones I have been on. If you are lucky, you may be gifted with a street light that comes with additional facilities on board such as free Wi-Fi and USB charging ports at each seat, which is nice I guess. Some street lights will have displays mounted that will show the destination, route number and forthcoming bus stops, like what is featured in London with the iBus system. But the less I compare it to the equivalent system used in the Netherlands, the better. All street lights have a decently sized wheelchair space on board, facing the opposite direction of travel, and a deployable ramp which is used to assist those with physical impairments to and from the pavement. This will either be manually or electrically operated depending on the specification. In terms of braking, the streetlight takes inspiration from the McLaren Mercedes SLR, as the brakes have two options: no braking or instantaneous stopping. It's not much better accelerating either, since it jolts harshly when departing, as if it has a Tesco own brand launch control system. Even just driving around town is a hassle and a half. The streetlight rattles and shakes about as if the only thing holding it together is the sheer willpower of the fitters back in the depot. As if Wright Bus would ever build a vehicle of poor quality. Oh, that's strange. A picture of the new Route Master bus has just appeared on the video spontaneously. Weird. I don't remember adding this here. It shouldn't be too much of a shock that Wright Bus currently have no plans to replace the street light. A shame, I know. But the oldest one would be barely 12 years old today. Conclusion. The street light is complete garbage mayo. Contrary to what it may seem, it's not my least favorite bus in the UK. That dishonor goes to the Wright SRM, which is basically a crappier version of the Route Master. However, the streetlight still holds a firm position of vice president of the terrible Motor Vehicle Association group. I've heard issues from drivers complaining about it being unreliable, underpowered and a pain to reverse, but even from a passenger's perspective, I really don't like riding them. They are crap. The only good thing about the streetlight, outside of how nice the engine sounds, is that it exists in OMSI 2, a bus simulator with a large amount of British content. Here you get to experience it along with some interesting fictional liveries without having to suffer most of the drawbacks in real life, assuming your PC doesn't melt running it. If you run a bus company, no matter how big or small, please don't buy streetlights. Please. Buy an Enviro 200, an Optiversa, a little Tykes car, or screw it, be original and beg MAN to make a right-hand drive Lion City for you. I don't care which, just do anything but buy a streetlight. Think of the passengers suffering already with garbage train services. A small change can make a huge difference to their commute. Now you know my thoughts on the street light. Go out there and remember that all actions have consequences, such as pestering me 3,257 times a day for an Electrostar Railway review. This is all your fault.